Lovely Wednesday to you. Hope you've had a fantastic day. For the radio family, we continue from 4 up until now. But for TV family, karibuni sana. Thank you so much for making the time. My name is Medrin Nyambura. The show is This Is The Day. And every Wednesday makes me so nervous because we're talking about relationships. I always feel like I'm out of my depth right now. And today's topic is, should women initiate relationships? And again, out of my depth, mimi hisi yangu. That's why I have Daniel Nyundo in studio. He's a pastor. He's married, so he knows what he's talking about. You're in good hands. Pastor, there's someone who texted and said, there's this guy I like in church.
Wow.
Namwananga too. Never said a word. Never tried. What do we tell her? Let's even start with her case. What do you do?
A very good question. I think this happens a lot, where the lady sees somebody that they are into or would like to get to know. And what I'd advise her is, go for it. You know, it doesn't take, you won't lose anything.
Okay.
Because when we talk about courtship, there are different stages to it. We begin with the attraction stage.
Okay.
That's where you see somebody, unaona labda ni height, maybe it's the skin color, maybe it's the physique and all that, maybe it's a voice. The list is endless, depends on individuals.
Yeah.
Then from there is a contact stage. That's now where you come to that point where you physically meet that person or engage in one way or another. Then there is a courtship stage, and this is where you're practically working towards marriage. So at the attraction stage and contact stage, I believe it's still easy.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, it's not too complicated because all you need to do is just to make that approach. You're attracted to this person, make contact, and once you make contact, you find out, do we match?
Okay.
So when you set yourself at a place where it's not, you don't have too much to lose.
You know, that's very easy for you to say. When Charlie, that's very easy for you to say. Can you imagine me, myself, walking up? I've just shared with you a personal story of how it totally backfired on me.
True.
Me and my loud mouth trying to tell someone I liked them over the phone. Did not work at all. So, by the time you're telling someone you like them, your pride is on the line, your dignity is on the line.
True.
And you're still insisting we do it.
Yes, because what happens, you'd rather get that pride hurt than live with that regret or those questions within you for, a very long time. It could have been.
Okay.
It would have been. So you'd rather, and again also at the attraction stage, it's a bit tricky in a way because you have to ask yourself, the person I'm attracted to, have you investigated a bit about them? You understand?
Okay.
Because now in your case, if you knew that this person was with somebody, you
never would have never.
You see,
ever. Yeah.
So, and the only way you got to know that is by making that move.
That's
asking.
true.
And from that stage, and I want to encourage women at that contact stage, you can make the move. But I want to encourage the men. The men are the ones to court.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can make the first move?
You can make the first move.
Okay.
Yeah. By simple things, the way you make yourself look, looking pretty, the way you present yourself, the way you speak, you can initiate that process of contact. But the man ought to take the process of courtship because he has to take the lead. What the Bible tells us, who was made first? Adam was made first, and he was given dominion. Then God looks at Adam and sees there's something missing.
Yes.
This man there's something that is not put together. So he creates the lady for him.
Okay.
So the man ought to take the lead. The man ought to have a vision for whether it's marriage, family, and all that.
Yeah.
And he should be the one to, initiate. This is where we are going.
Okay.
Yeah. So the lady, you can make contact. You can present yourself. I like this guy. And at times don't be too direct.
Okay.
Don't be too be creative with it.
Okay.
And you get to know if this person, because one of the major things that happens if you chase after somebody who's not interested in you and you make it your sole mission to have them in your life.
Yeah.
Trust me, your entire life that will be the pattern.
Really?
Yes.
And we'll be talking about that in a few. But then creative ways to go about it.
Yes.
Sliding into the DM, is that creative? Tagging them in info. I'm not quite sure. What's creative?
Okay, I think if it's somebody who you're attracted to, maybe this is somebody that you know.
Yeah.
Somebody probably you come into contact with in one way or another. So basically the approach would be how you speak, how you present yourself. It would be more in conversation. Sliding into the DM, maybe there are thousands who do the same thing. You understand?
Yes.
Or tagging. So it may be, and we are speaking about serious men. We're not speaking about
not boys.
Yes, we are not speaking about boys, as you've said.
No.
So for this serious men, your conversation would be, one of the best ways to make yourself attractive, because a man, apart from how a lady looks, a man is also very attracted by the mind of a lady.
Okay.
So how you're able to place your words and position yourself, that will be very major, and you will know that, and you'll be able to take cues. There's something that you can say, and the response will tell you, okay, fine, I think this is not going anywhere.
Okay.
So it will be basically positioning your words, knowing how to speak with him, seeing how, there's a lot to it, because you're not just attracted to the physical person, but you need to see how he deals with people.
Okay.
If you're thinking towards marriage, because I think any courtship should lead to that.
To marriage,
that's
I
the
agree.
end product. So when you're scouting this person, there needs to be, you need to have a checklist.
I like the word you use, scouting. Ukiangalia target.
But ukilenga, you have to have your checklist. How does he deal with people? What kind of a person is he? Then are we compatible?
Okay.
Yeah, and that will only come through speaking and having those conversations. So I'd say, ladies, package your wordings. Know how to speak, how to talk, and serious talk, life talk.
Yeah. Not weather talk.
Not weather talk.
Yes.
Hold a conversation, Yeah, that I think that will do. Yeah.
I hear you. Before I get to the next question, there's someone who's saying, great discussion. What is your take on Christian online dating? And he sighs. And the pastor sighs. Yes.
Okay, because we've placed the word Christian before it, I believe there's hope for that.
Okay.
Because I know in the secular world, the online dating scene is a mess. Because you have people who are giving fake identities. There's all this charade that has been built up upon falsehood.
Yeah.
So Christian, if it is the truth, which I think I'm a bit old-fashioned.
Well, that makes the two of us, but yeah.
I know the world is moving towards digitally and all that.
Yeah.
But if you can find somebody because I think at the end of the day, the courtship, I've got it. The Christian online dating should just be the contact stage.
Okay.
Make ways to the attraction stage there.
Yeah.
Is it? Yes.
Yeah, attraction
And contact stage, yes.
Yeah.
And then make efforts to, when you're dealing with courtship, make efforts to be together. Or physically, because there are things that you won't know online. Trust me. So it would be a bit tricky to build a marriage or a life with somebody who you're communicating with online.
Yes. Okay, I hear you.
A bit tricky.
Okay. So it's okay to make the initial contact.
You can make the initial contact.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I also feel women know. Like we know the creeps online. If you really pay attention to intuition, you know. Okay, but that's a whole other topic. Now, let's go back to initiating. My other thing is, Aki, sir, with all due respect, Pastor, wanaume mnakuanga clueless. And you don't get signs, you don't get anything. So when a man appears clueless, is it that they're not interested, or they're just clueless?
Okay, that's a very deep question.
Yes.
But actually, to some extent, it's very true. I think what has happened with society, the boy child has not been cultured, in the way that he ought to. So what is happening now, because of the way that society is bringing up the boy child, we are not having this confident, men coming into that place where they know what they want. You understand? They know where they want to go. They know what they want to achieve. So for you as a lady trying to get the attentions of this guy, maybe in himself he's still confused. You understand? He doesn't know exactly where he wants to go or what he wants out of life. And I tell you this, truth. If you throw signs and he doesn't get, good for you.
Okay.
Because you know that this person, where he is, he's not ready for this. And the worst thing that you can do is get into a relationship with somebody who's not ready. That would be one of the biggest mistakes.
Yeah,
Because now this person, you'll be the one who's pushing. You'll be the one who's trying to initiate. You'll be the one who's trying to make things happen. And at the end of the day, you'll get frustrated.
Okay.
But when you sort of make, moves and see somebody who's reciprocating.
Yeah.
And initially, when he does that, you should take a step back.
So make the move.
Yes, make the move, present yourself, and I'm interested in all that.
Yeah.
If he catches, the vibe that you're on, let him now pursue you.
Okay.
Because again, also, are true men, or I won't say real men, I'll say men who know what they want. They love the pursuit.
Okay.
You understand? And when you see a man, following after you, know that you're in safe hands.
Okay.
Yes.
But if you're the one
chasing, no, kuna issue.
Okay, kuna issue mahali.
Kuna issue, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something else, I asked a few gentlemen at the office today whether they want a chick to approach them, and you should have seen the face of one of them. He's like, no, don't do that, because let me state the reasons. One, I could have planned to approach you beforehand, and you've literally spoiled it for me. Two, you could hurt my ego, because are you trying to say I can't approach you? And lastly, what if I'm not interested?
Wow.
So this could go horribly wrong. Okay, so for the guys, should they be open to chicks approaching them? But I'm not pleading a personal case here. But should they?
I think they should be. But now getting the difference between now the approach, the attraction and contact, and now the courtship is different.
Okay.
Because approaching, what would approaching be? Let's say you're approaching me, for example.
Yes.
You tell me, hi, how are you? Maybe we've known one another. I've seen you here, and can we have a coffee? Or,
That one is asking out someone on a date. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Okay.
I think that's very okay. Just saying, and then when you're in that, it's like how you do with your friends. You'd go out and have some juice somewhere, or you understand?
Yeah.
Because it must be somebody that you've known. You might not just come out of the blue, somebody jump on someone and tell them, the guy will be like, okay. So, there is an art form towards it.
To how, yeah.
But I'd say for guys now, if a lady comes and tells you, be open to it, listen, engage. Then from there, gauge, are you interested? If you're interested, then take it on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, everything you're saying should work in an ideal world. If you're interested, say if you're not. Some guys will string you along, and they have no business being with you.
Yes. I understand what you're saying. And that now needs to be the responsibility of now the individuals.
Okay.
And this happens even for men too. You can be genuinely going after a girl, and but she knows what she wants out of you and will string you along, as you're saying. But it has to, you see now, that's why you call it courtship.
Yeah, intentional.
You understand? It's now, it moves past the looks, past I hear guys now talking about top 10 guys, top 10 girl.
The pressure.
Yes. So it moves past that, because now your mindset is, we are forging a family. God bringing a man and a woman together, that was his sole purpose.
Yes.
The word of the Lord says in Genesis, when it talks about Abraham, that God will bless Abraham because he knows he will teach his children about God. He will, there's a generational aspect towards that. So when you're looking at that, you're looking at now having a family, building, investing, establishing something. So when it comes to that, there are those telltale signs that you have to. And that's what courtship happens.
Okay.
That's what happens in courtship. You have to test. You have to understand. Does he get angry quickly? You understand? When he's angry, what does he do? Does he, when, one example I'll give. When now I was courting my wife, and there's a certain day I'd taken her out somewhere. And we had something to eat and all that. We had a good time. So looking at my pockets, I had forgotten to carry cash.
What?
So this is in a courtship stage. So my wife panicked. So I told her, don't worry, just sit, let me brush, organize myself, and I'll be back.
Okay.
Now, understand, at that time, we had not known each other for such a long time. So she was like, okay, fine. So I went, sorted out myself, came back, paid, and we left. So as we were walking, she confesses to me and she says, okay, she didn't think that I would come back because she's been in a similar situation with somebody. And the person left.
Okay.
Never to be seen before.
Yeah.
So there, at that point, she was able to establish, okay, fine, this is. So when she was with me, I'm not trying to, beat my drum, but when she was with me and I was able to go sort myself out, come back and pay, that was a telltale sign to her that, okay, I'm with somebody who can be trustworthy or be reliable. So as a lady, as a man, you need to look at that. I know today we're talking mainly about the ladies. So you need to take a look at that. Even at times, test a bit.
Okay.
You could have the cash with you or you could have the solution with you, but see how he deals with that. You understand? Because now the formula is the same. In this situation of courting, whatever he will do in marriage will just be the similar formula he did in courtship.
Let's pause there for a second. Let's take a very short break, listen to some good music, and then I'll be asking him the question. So what are we looking at exactly? Robinson with a song So Good, playing on Family TV. We are also live on Family Radio, just talking about whether women should actually initiate relationships. And let me tell you, the pastor today is so sober about it. His name is Daniel Nyundo. You've probably engaged him on other shows. And Pastor, let me just read a comment. What on Apenda Wednesday? There's one saying, hi, loving the conversation. I agree that the woman can initiate the conversation and let the man take the lead. However, there's a verse in the book of Esther that says, do not arouse or awaken love until it so desires. And it has been interpreted to mean that we should wait for him to make the first move. Please comment. Wink, wink. Good question.
Okay, I get that. But I think when the book of Esther was talking about that,
yes,
I think it was talking on a more deeper sense. Because what we are tackling today is the aspect of making that first move.
Yeah.
And what I want to make clear to the because when you look at Esther, for 1 year, what was happening? She was preparing herself. She was being for what? To present herself
to the king.
Exactly, so that the king may be attracted to her. And that's all we're seeing today.
Okay.
It's okay to, make the first move and, approach somebody and, get into contact with them.
Yes.
But after that, being a lady, let that man take the lead after that.
Okay.
If he's not interested, let him go.
Okay.
So awakening, I think for the Esther part with that verse, it's on a much deeper level.
Okay.
Don't go into, and I think it also relates to this. Don't go into something that will arouse something else.
I know, right? It plays the other way as well. Yeah.
Because even in this, and that's the thing. Because how will you know that you are to have a relationship with somebody if you don't try? Okay. But again, in that trying, there are the boundaries that you need to set. There's a time frame. There's a conduct that needs to be there. There's the settings that need to be there. Yes. But I would say, try it, make that issue. If the person, especially for the lady, if the man is not interested, then let him be. Okay. Because at the end of the day, like we're saying, if you're chasing after somebody and you get him, then now you're starting to draw, okay, now this is what I'll do, this is how I'll keep him, this is how I'll get him to marry me, this is how that will be life for you forever. But you can make that initial contact, watch him. If he's not interested, let him be. Okay. Yeah. What you've said is that you initiated it, he's not interested, so you decide, sawa, you do not know me. And women, by nature, we are naturals, we can go for things, we can build things. And what we have now a segment of the women who will push, and the guy gives in. And then you get into this relationship where you're actually a decent lady, but the man feels pushed into this. And what happens? The power thing comes in. He doesn't call me enough. He doesn't text me enough. He doesn't do things. Please explore what happens. That's also another good question. Now, pressure. Now, there's something that is called a proton. The proton is the person who comes first, or what comes first. And in every setup, what comes first carries the authority. So if something has come into something first, it carries the authority over that jurisdiction. Okay. Now the same thing for a relationship. Who did God create first? He created the man. And the man was created to have dominion and to, oversee, or what's the correct word? To nurture what God had created for him. And God goes ahead and tells him, multiply. Now, when the lady is being created, she's being created as a help meet. Yes. For the man. And that does not mean a helper. Okay. What it means is that the lady carries what the man doesn't have. And when they come together, that's a complete, a complete circle. It's a complete thing. So the man ought to be the one who is in the lead. Now, if it has gone the other way, as you're saying, where you approach the guy, you were the one leading courtship, and in leading you are, manipulating things so that they can fit into the mindset that you want. You're the one who proposed. You're the one who's doing everything.
That proposing, goodness me, people have been left at the airport. It's not funny.
So what happens is that the tables are switched.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So for this lady, you need to be at that point where that let the man take the lead, because now you've chosen that setup. You will need to exist in that setup.
Okay.
Because now when he starts to change, or you trying to get him to change, will be very hard. Because you've given him this pattern that he has always followed.
Okay.
So if you're complaining about it, I want to say that in one way or another, you're the one who manufactured this issue that is there.
Okay.
And again, all hope is not lost. Because if you can be able to come to a place where both of you talk and you explain and you say this has been happening and I'm not feeling the right way. I'm not supposed to be the one who's doing this and that and this and this. There's help that can be accorded to you through counseling and all that.
Okay.
But in the initial stages, that's why I'm saying, in the place of contact, get me right, there's contact and there's courtship.
Yes.
Contact is when you meet, or that initial stage.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's okay for the lady to approach somebody that she likes.
Okay.
You understand? But now courtship is left to the man. Let the man be the one to ask you out to. And when he gets in that role, now you can keep on suggesting,
Okay.
You can keep on throwing the clues.
You're very good at that.
I like Java. I like you understand? This is what I like. This is what I like to hear. So you can keep on giving him clues. But initially, the man, and the thing that has happened with society, the man has been, we are not nurturing the man in the right way.
Okay.
Confidence is at a low. There's so many things affecting the boy child, so to speak.
Yes.
So there's a lot of men who are out there who don't know what to do. If you look at the generation now, a lot of the fathers are not there.
That's true.
So young men are growing up without any example. You understand? And it takes only the grace of God because personally, like myself, I came through a situation like that, and it took the hand of God to actually bring me out of that, and that's a story for another day.
Okay. We thank God for you. You're here now.
Yes.
Thank you, Jesus. Yes. Also, my friend Harl Achar is saying, I don't encourage ladies approaching men because most men first love with the mind. Then later the love goes to the heart, depending on what the lady is doing. Hence, this might bring a different picture to the lady. I can see another text has come in. Okay, Benson. Hi, Benson. You're saying a lady making her relationship intentions are plainly known to the dude. What? Nah, I may not have the explicit scripture to back up my view, but I believe God designed it such that dudes thrive on and derive satisfaction in pursuing and chasing what you were saying earlier, or how you may put it. Ladies, on the other hand, derive satisfaction in being pursued, their beauty and grandeur. Where do you come from, my brother? This is good grammar. Being unveiled by a guy whom they like, and that's how it goes. Flipping it around would produce undesired results, like the lady coming across as either pushy or desperate, which is usually that desperate word. And it's easy to tell which steps the brother in question will take. He will run, and boy, run he will. Thank you, Benson. That's a very well written text. Oh, Joshua, my friend, you're saying good evening, Medrin. Always look forward to today's discussion. Please, is there a way relationship discussions can be twice a week?
Okay.
And he's saying he's loving the show. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate your feedback always. Now, I have so many questions. This is from one of my many male producers. He's asked me, Ebuliza pasta hivi. When the chick starts this whole thing and you're already now in the deep end, you've gone ahead with courtship and the chick is the one who initiated it. Tukienda nyumbani, tunafaa kusema nani ali-approach mwingine. How do you even tell that story?
Okay, you see now, you being in a marriage, you have to cover one another. Okay. You understand? Because now you're already in the deep end. It won't help the marriage if now we start the discourse of who approach to. So it would be more of now trying to fix the situation. And that's why I'm saying it would be good to fix it from the start. Okay. Because the deeper we get into it, probably the more harder it will be to rectify and to set it the way it's ought to be. But it's possible.
Okay.
It's possible to rectify it. But when you come into the marriage setup, whether it is in this setup or whatever setup, I think God, the word of the Lord says that husbands, you should love your wives as you love yourself.
Yeah.
You know, there's an aspect of covering
The
one
other
another.
person.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you in that situation, you know, fight your battles between you guys, but don't let other people now come into the picture. And
okay.
But I agree, I get what your producer is saying. You know, it
like,
will be a bit awkward.
Yeah.
But you see now these two people know pali walipatana.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
But initially, for me, I still hold my ground. The lady can approach, but I'm the one to do the courtship.
Okay.
I'm the one to declare my interests. I'm the one to take my flag and, you know, Mark, this is my territory and I want to have domain.
Okay.
And I'm willing to sacrifice and do all that it takes to get you as my wife and to keep you as my wife. So that's the man's job. So I encourage men, by the way, where I'm saying that ladies can approach is a place where you're interested in somebody. Or maybe somebody has not been coming your way. You understand?
Okay.
You're there, you're like Esther, you've pampered yourself for 1 year. You're looking beautiful, you understand, you have things together, but nobody's coming your way. You can take a step and try and see, but don't get into the depths of courtship.
Okay.
You can approach. But for men, I hold, go after what... There's something that you mentioned.
Yeah.
When you go after what you want as a man, you have authority over it.
Okay.
And authority is very important. Because at the back of the lady's mind, she'll know, hapa niliwindwa, so to speak.
Yes.
So this man knows what he wants. You understand? So there's that safety and security that is found in that. Yeah.
Okay, I hear you. Hey, let me tell you, ladies are taking notes. I'm just getting messages from chicks as well.
Wow.
Okay, something else I'd like to understand is why feel the need to pursue? I think that's where I'm at. I'm like, why are we? Why? Why do? In my case,
Yes.
I was in campus, and there was a move that insinuated he was interested. I only learned later he's just a kind person. He's just kind to everybody.
Just like him too.
Exactly. But why feel that need? Because what happened? You know, our mothers were pursued, Bana. Why feel that need?
Times are changing. Times are changing. The value system of family has really degraded to you know, certain laws in this time and age. And like I was saying before, the men who are being channeled out, you know, are channeled out at such a disadvantaged position.
Okay.
Because some of the practical things, imagine this, that a young man is there at home, he's never seen his dad interacting with, you know, his mom.
His mom,
you understand?
yeah.
He doesn't know what when the man comes in, seeing the mom, you know, showing the respect or showing the, you know, how have you been? Can I bring you a cup of tea and all that?
I get that.
So those basic, and to see now the mom also in the role. This is when dad is in his role. This is how mom acts. So these pictures are not there. And now what is teaching us? TV. You know, we're seeing all these things, the net and everything, and. The world now is glorifying the wrong things. You know, being with a lady is more like, how can I say? It's more like target practice and all that. It's not something that is really placed on certain values.
Okay.
So what society is channeling out now, it's so bad.
Okay.
So a lot of men don't understand where they ought to be. And if they have that understanding, it's on the wrong basis.
Okay.
So you find a man does not know how to approach a lady. He does not know how to court a lady. If he's approaching a lady, there's what he wants out of her, and that's done.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, courtship should be towards marriage. If somebody is courting you and does not have the mind to marry you, run.
Okay. I like that.
Leave him. Because at the end of the you'd rather suffer because you've invested for 1 year than suffer for a lifetime.
Okay.
So if somebody is not showing the indications of, you know, marriage and all that, and it's not serious, you're here one day, the other day you're not there, you understand, there is all these gaps in between, you know, get away from that. Because courtship should be towards marriage.
Okay.
And when you get into marriage, you're building a family. You see now, marriage is a place where we'll now channel out kids who are well, young men who know what they ought to do, young ladies who are
generational. I hear you. Pastor, there's a question I have for you. When you say courtship should lead to marriage,
yes,
I'll ask you when you come back. By Lecrae and the Messengers. The song is Messengers, live on Family TV, also live on Family Radio. And Wednesday, Imewaka Moto, because we're asking the question, should women initiate relationships? And Pastor is saying, attraction, yes. Contact, yes. Beyond that, achia mwanaume.
No.
Okay. So let me just share a question with you. Shout out to you, Nyakina. Hi, Nyakina. Please say hi to your mom. I really like your mom. And you're watching the show right now. And she's saying, Pastor, I have a guy. All he does is WhatsApp me. He doesn't even call. Can we call that dating, or am I the one getting it wrong?
Okay, we would have to investigate much and know what do the texts say and all that. Anyway,
Yes.
I think if he's serious, he will come for you.
Okay.
WhatsApp, SMS, any kind of communication should be a way to make contact so that we can meet physically. But the relationship cannot be hard. And that's why before I was a bit apprehensive about the online dating thing.
Yeah.
Because you have to come sit with somebody.
Okay.
Talk. You understand?
Yes.
Let's talk about, I want to hear your voice. I want to see how you gesticulate and how you understand? That place of contact. Come on, you took our WhatsApp.
You know, girl, if he doesn't call you, he's not serious.
Yes,
That's all I'm saying.
yes.
There's something you mentioned, patterns. Why does it become a pattern? Because you said, the chick will do this. If it doesn't work, she's going to try again. Why? How? Just explain how the pattern works.
Okay, just ask again so that I can get you well.
Earlier, we were talking about it, and you said if a chick gets used to be the person who's making the first move, it becomes this cycle.
Yes.
Just explain that
because
to
now
us.
the situations are switched. And what happens with when somebody takes the lead, the person who has taken the lead will forever be in that position because this other person will feel like they have to take the back seat.
Okay.
So, and the way you start something is the way you maintain it. So if it started by my wife courted me, and she's the one who has to propose to me.
Yeah.
There's that spiritual muscle within me that will, for a muscle to be strong, you have to work it out.
Okay.
You understand? So if I'm not in the lead, I'm not taking the lead, I'm not organizing things, that muscle will relax. And the more it relaxes, the harder it is to bring it back to speed.
Okay.
But now for the person who's initiating and doing all this, their muscle is well toned.
Okay.
So in fact, it will reach to a place where they know how to fit that position automatically. They won't know now how to take this other role. And this other one will not know how to take this other role. So it becomes such a mix-up.
The clash.
That's why at the early stage, it needs to be, as a woman, do not court a man.
Hey.
Let the man court you.
Okay.
Present yourself. Be attractive. Make contact. But let the man court you. Let the man, chase after you. I try and understand what this man must want you.
Ooh.
You understand?
Ooh. Yes.
He must want to be with you. And we are talking about courtship. We're not talking about any other thing.
No other
Trying
shenanigans.
to understand. Yes.
Yeah.
Understand your mind. Understand how you work. Where you want to be. Because what happens is that marriage is not just lovey-dovey stuff.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying, because marriage is very practical.
It is very practical.
Yeah.
You're going to be dealing with outside forces. You're going to be dealing with inside forces, being kids and all that. So you need to understand, are we intellectually paired? You understand? Are we thinking on the same level? And if the man is ahead, you understand where am I? Are we emotionally sound? Do we, is this man kind? Is he, you understand?
Exactly.
So in that, we need to understand when you get to that place of courtship, it's a very tough stage.
Yes.
Tough questions have to be asked.
Thank you.
You understand? You have to have that place where you're asking tough questions. Get to know. It's not just you look good na twende tukakule sijui wapi and all this. Hamtakuwa mkikula kila saa. You need to be making decisions.
Yeah.
You need to be, fighting together. Because a marriage that is not fighting from one side is totally at loss.
Okay.
You understand? So at that courtship stage, that's where you need to let the man do the work.
Thanks.
But
Thanks
also for
that.
you,
Yeah.
nae uskamfichie, don't play hide and seek.
Okay.
Also be open, be honest, be honest in what you want to achieve, what you want to get out of it, but let him look for you.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. Let the man do the work. Something else that you also mentioned is that a courtship should lead to marriage.
Yes.
Kuna wasichana wengi sana wanazuba. When I get to Kiswahili, by the way, that's when you know I'm thinking.
Imekuwa deep sana.
Imekuwa deep. Their chicks were wasting so much time. It's ridiculous to me where you hear people have courted for 5 years. I'm like, what you're trying to know?
Yes,
My DNA or something? What's
true.
happening? Passy, how long should people court? Not date, court.
Courting. 5 years is too long. I'd say between the period of, I'd say in between, to a party average, an year should be enough for you to know what you want.
Okay.
Because again, if it's too short, there are things that you won't get to know. And again, I want to make this clear. In the courtship stage, it's such a serious stage. You know, you actually literally have to have a checklist of what you want.
Okay.
First of all, what you want for yourself as an individual.
Sorry, this for the guy and the chick as
Both
well?
of them,
Okay.
yes. What you want for yourself in life. Because a healthy marriage is made by two healthy people. If the guy is okay and the chick is not, the guy will not make the guy. It will be hell. If the chick is okay and the guy is not okay, it will just, all hell will break loose. So individually, you need to know what you want. When you know what you want, you know what you want out of the marriage. So the period of 1 year is enough to, get those details, because now you're focused.
Exactly. It's
You
not
understand?
when you are dating.
Yes, it's not when
yeah.
you're playing games and all that. There are certain telltale signs when you see, and you see 2 or 3 times. That's a clear indication that something is wrong.
Okay.
You understand? So in that period of 1 year, I think is enough to get to know that. Again, if it's too long, I think that is also a bit dangerous.
Yeah.
Because what could be happening? Maybe in school, or you understand? Like,
what are you waiting for?
What are we waiting for? That's too long. There could be other things that are happening. So I think an year would be enough to get to know the person, understand his mind, get into that place and know now this is set. We're going to have a marriage and a family together.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've just started fights in homes today.
No. Father, in the name of Jesus, I pray for every family.
They're just like, listen, I've been with this man for 5 years, ain't no ring coming.
Oh, my,
there's someone who's sent in some feedback saying, hi, Pastor, I'm in a relationship with a guy. We've dated for 4 years now. However, it's a long-distance relationship, although we communicate daily. I can already hear you having your reservations about it. He was to come back to the country last month, but the project he was working on failed. So now he's working on something else so that he can be well prepared, especially financially. I'm feeling quite undecided. Should I move on or wait?
Well, long distance is tricky.
It's tricky, and I can tell from the WhatsApp picture, she's a pretty young
She's a
girl.
pretty young lady. Wow. Now, okay, what I'd say, if he's coming, again...
Pasi acha kuthrow shade. I can see your face. Yes.
If he's coming, you would also need a time with him for courtship.
Okay.
Don't throw yourself. He comes, and you see now, again, the thing with the long distance, there are a lot of things that you don't encounter. So when the guy comes back, Prince Charming, and you get into it, things are good and all that. Then when you have some time together, then you start realizing, we have these differences, there are these weaknesses and all that. So I'd say if he comes, don't be quick to rush into it.
Okay.
Take time and court. Where all the principles are set. No, nothing before marriage and all that. Get to understand the guy. Has his mindset changed? You understand? Is he still the person that I knew? Because there are people who have heard about, they went, left, and did something outside. By the time they were coming, they were not coming back to the same person.
And
that entire experience changed their mindset and what they believe and what they want. So if he comes back to you, take some time to, get to know him again. Okay. Because there's a difference between how, I call you, hi, how are you? Are you guys okay? Yeah. Is everything okay? How is school and all that? And then there's a difference between that and when we are now sitting together and tell you, I'm stressed, I don't know what to do. And we sit there and we're able to, let's tupange if you are going to do this, be encouraged in this way. It's very different. It's easy on the phone. It's true. It's very easy on the phone because then I can't even see your face. Yes. And there's a limited time. We can't talk forever. Yeah. So I can tell you what you need to hear. But will I walk with you? Okay. Through that situation? Yes. So when this person is coming back, you need that time where you can, take some time, be together, get to know, again, court and all that. And I know it's hard, but listen, for a successful marriage, it has to be hard. If it's easy, think twice.
Also, you'd rather have had now
yes,
than struggle for the rest of your life. Yeah.
Exactly. Because you'll be facing trials and all that. You need somebody who you can fight with, not fight against each other.
Okay. Yeah. And now there's a young man here that's we are going to the Lord. We are going before the Lord for you. And nasema pasi. Sure iko sawa. Lakini, I'm trying to read it how he texted. Lakini niko na swali. My girlfriend anapenda tu sex chat. And I don't know how to tell her to stop. Akinisaidie. Help me. There's a girl here who's trying to destroy a young man.
Yes, we bind that spirit in the name of Jesus.
Yes, but how does he, tell her, I need you to stop?
I think that would be an indication from the get-go.
Yeah.
1, have you tried to tell her to stop? 2, have you made your indications clear? Because you need to ask yourself, why are you with this lady? Is it a friendship, or is it leading to marriage, or what it is? Because remember, courtship is not a place to play around with.
Okay.
It's a transit point.
To the next
level. Yeah. So have you made that clear to the lady?
Okay.
So you have to be clear about it. Tell her this. I don't want this.
Yeah.
If she keeps on, you need to be ready. There'll be either 2 reactions.
Yes.
She'll change, or she'll leave.
Okay.
You understand? And you have to be ready for that, because if that is not amongst your set values at this time, it's not making any, improvements or anything to what we are having, then you'd rather know now and, do away with it. Yeah. Okay. So I encourage the person, make it clear to the person, I'm not with this. This is not what I was looking for. Please change. If a person is willing to change, well and good. At least you'll know if there's something wrong in the relationship. We can talk and we can. If they're not willing to change, either leave or let her leave.
And that if you can't solve this now, that answers the question to the lady who sent in a question. You're saying, hi, I like this guy, but he keeps bringing up the issue of sex. I don't like it. What should I do? I think you've answered that. I'm being told you have 3 minutes, but I'm hoping we can get to this question. Is it wrong for a lady who's 21 years old to date someone who's 35? 2 minutes.
It's tricky. Okay. It's tricky. 1, because of the issues of experiences. You're at a certain level of your life. This person is at a certain level of their life. I would advise a closer, age group. That in terms of experience, it may be a bit different. This may be a person who has gone through life. You're just beginning life, so you may not be able to connect. Okay. But now in the levels of, like, let's say somebody's 50, you can be 50 and date a guy who's 65 or because the experience,
Okay, I hear you. I hope that answers your question. Also, Pasi, there are so many questions coming in, but I think there's someone asking for your number. We'll share that. Okay. As a wrap-up question, I wanted to ask, men are usually scared of approaching chicks, and these are my guy friends. Like, they'll tell me this chick that they like, and I'm like, just go for it. They're so scared. And you mentioned some of the reasons. Maybe you never saw that growing up. What do you tell Jamazi? I mean,
go for it.
Come super.
Listen, guys. Let me give you this advice. Never worry about the response. Worry about what you want. There are 2 things. She'll either tell you she's not interested. Okay. And even when she tells you she's not interested, if you're wise enough, you'll be able to read. Is she just... Because again, that's what ladies do. They'll push you off to see, are you really serious? Pasi, stop telling our secrets. Stop telling our secrets. Yes. So go for it. It doesn't... Because you see, you have your head weight is right. You're not looking for any other thing. You want to establish a relationship with this person. So go for it. Okay. And don't worry about... What you should be worried about is, am I ready? Is this really in me? Okay. Am I ready to take this path? If you are, go for it. Okay. If she says no, you can try a second time, a third time. If she doesn't see the specialness in you, look for somebody who will see the specialness in you. I like that. If she doesn't, because most of the time rejection kills men. Let it not kill. Let it be a challenge. Okay. She's rejected me. I'll approach in another way. Okay. Just try 2 or 3 times.
I hear you, Pasi. Let me tell you, guys are asking for your number. We'll share that with you. Let me tell you clearly, relationships, there are things we need to tackle. Josh, I'm sorry we can't have you twice a week, but every Wednesday we talk about relationships. I appreciate your feedback. And I'll just leave this quote with all the ladies who are watching. He's a TV host. He once said, don't let a man tell you twice that he doesn't want you, because then you're signing up for what's coming. Hiya, that's how I end it. Thank you for watching the show. My name is Medrin Nyambura. Tomorrow, 4 to 6 on radio, 6 to 7, radio and TV. Good night.